Stephen Curry has been one of the most dominant players in the NBA. He has won 3 NBA championships and 2 MVPs, but in 2009 he was selected 7th overall. Who were the players selected ahead of him, and where are they now? But before we get into that, I'm going to have to tell you how he got to where he is. Curry was born on March 14th in 1988 in Akron, Ohio, where LeBron was also born. His father, Del Curry, was also an NBA player who played with the Cavaliers when Steph and his twin brother Seth were born. But when Dell played for the Hornets, they moved to Charlotte, obviously. They spent most of their childhood there, but they played high school ball for Charlotte Christian School. Sadly, I could not find any high school stats for either of them. But he was a 3-star recruit, and he committed to Davidson, where in his final year he averaged 28.6 points, 5 assists, and 2.5 steals. After his junior year in college, he declared for the NBA draft. He was the 7th overall selection by the Golden State Warriors, and impressed in his rookie season with 17.5 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Over the next 5 years, he improved, and when in 2014, they made it to 2 NBA Finals to play against the Cavaliers, and they won. And then the next year, they boasted the best regular season record of all time, with 73 wins. They made it to the NBA Finals, and went up to a 3-1 lead against the Cavaliers, and then they blew it. He won 2 more championships, and he finally now has a center to play with in James Wiseman. This season's Warriors have been really fun to watch, especially with Curry in his MVP form. At the point of recording this, 83 three-pointers in April. That is an all-time NBA record. Now let's get to who was drafted before Curry. With the first pick, the Los Angeles Clippers selected Blake Griffin out of Oklahoma. He did not play in the year that he was drafted due to an injury he sustained during the preseason. But in his rookie season, he won the Rookie of the Year, averaging 22 points and 12 rebounds a game. He became a central piece of Lob City. They were a great team, but they never did get a ring because they were kind of choke city. Memphis Grizzlies owned the second pick, and they used it on Hasheem Thabeet, who sadly did not pan out in this league. He averaged never more than 4 points, and for a center pulling down 3-point rebounds a game is just not cutting it. He played for 4 teams and was out of the league within 7 years. The third pick is the only other star that's on this list. The Thunder selected James Harden. Now, he's on a new team. He had some knee problems, but he'll be back for the playoffs for the Nets. He's a great player, and I really do hope they do well. In a much realer sense, I hope the Heat make it out of the play-in tournament, and in a much more realer sense, I hope that the Knicks actually do really, really well in this league. That would be amazing, bro. The Knicks? What a storyline, man. Julius Randle, Emmanuel quickly, he's on that team, right? Mitchell Robinson, other players. There's other players on that team, I know that. But yeah, you guys get it. They're a great team. Now, back to the topic of James Harden. He played a couple years with Oklahoma City, but then Daryl Morey, the Rockets general manager at the time, went big brain and traded Kevin Martin and Jeremy Lamb with 2 first-rounders for Harden. And then Harden, with the team in his hands, went off. There's no other way to put it. He jumped his production up from 16 points per game to 25 points per game, and it kept going up and up. He hit a high in Chris Paul's last year with 36 points per game. That's insane! What? So, overall, he is a better scorer than Curry. I would say that. But I think Curry is just the overall better defender, and, he has more rings, and he's more clutch. And a couple of those seasons, he was playing with KD, which is definitely going to detriment his scoring. But overall, I think Curry's a better player. Harden's great. I hope he succeeds. But let's get on to the 4th overall pick, which was the Sacramento Kings. And so they selected Tyreke Evans, who won the Rookie of the Year over Curry, over Harden, over Jrue Holiday. I actually didn't know he was this old. Over DeMar DeRozan, over Danny Green, over Darren Collison. And he won it! What? It's so annoying because all these players turned out way better than him. But to Tyreke Evans, happiness or to his side, he averaged 20 points per game, which, to be fair, is a lot more than Curry. But that was his high scoring year, which is a little sad. I mean, it's an insane amount of points. Wow. But he never scored more than 20 a game. That's sad. I really like Tyreke Evans. He's currently a free agent. The 5th overall pick was Ricky Rubio, who's the first real point guard off the board. But, people are going to say, well, Harden's a point guard. Right now, I'm counting him as a shooting guard. Just because I don't think he's a point guard. Whatever. Who cares? But he was the first point guard off the board. It was obviously not the move, as Curry was only picked 2 picks later. He, for no apparent reason, played in Spain for an extra 2 years. But he was never the best scorer, but his assist numbers were always very high. Still, Curry would have been the better pick. Imagine a Cat, Curry, and D'Lo on the same team. Technically, D'Lo was also on Curry's team, but they never really played together a lot. And also, if he was drafted here, where would KD go? Would he have re-signed? Would he have re-signed with the Oklahoma City Thunder and continued that team? Because that was a good team. They may not have had Harden, but they did have a great team. Just imagine that. The league would have been so drastically different. Wow. Alright, I'm going to calm down really quick because that was loud. I'm sorry for all you headphone users, but alright, let's get down to a calmer thing. It was the Timberwolves pick. Again, they had back-to-back picks. And it was Johnny Flynn. Yep, you may be wondering, who is that? Well, when I was doing the research, I didn't know either. I had to look it up. He was also a point guard, which brings up the question, why would you draft 2 point guards in a row? That doesn't make sense to me. Alright, whatever. But he averaged 13 in his rookie season, which is decent numbers for a rookie. I mean, not the worst, but definitely not the best. I mean, you have, Curry putting up 17 and a half and Tyreke Evans putting up 20. But 13, decent enough numbers, but he never put up 10 points in a season ever again. And now he's playing out in Italy. Nice place. I wish I could have gone to Italy. Alright, but whatever. Whatever. He wasn't good. That's all you need to know. And then, with the 7th overall pick, the Golden State Warriors selected their guard of the future, Stephen Curry. You know what? This was a fun video to make. I actually wrote this back in November. Just because, I wanted to do it. It was for a different channel that I have. But, you know what? Whatever. It was fun. I actually wrote something about how, we didn't know where Harden was gonna go. Which, I had to change, obviously. But, you know what? Whatever. This was a fun video to make. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. We're really trying to grow. And, yeah. Have a good one.